I never thought a neighbor's arrogance would test my patience to the breaking point. For years, I opened my ranch gate each morning with peace in my heart, knowing this land was my sanctuary. But then came Karen, the HOA president, who believed every road, every tree, and even my front gate somehow belonged to her. She kept driving through my ranch gate like it was a public highway. At first, I let it go. But when she ignored my warnings, mocked my family, nearly hurt someone I loved, I knew I had to take a stand. And what happened next? Let's just say, the trap I set not only stopped her in her tracks, it revealed something none of us ever expected. The morning sun spread across the ranch, golden light dancing on the wooden fence posts. I was sipping my coffee on the porch when I heard the sound of gravel crunching under tires. I looked up, confused. There it was again, an SUV boldly pushing through my ranch gate like it was invisible. The gate swung wide open, metal squealing in protest. I muttered, "What on earth?" The car sped down the dirt path, dust clouding the air. Behind the wheel was Karen, the self-appointed queen of the HOA from the nearby subdivision. She waved casually, as if trespassing on my private ranch was the most natural thing in the world. "Morning, neighbor," she shouted through her window, without slowing down. I clenched my jaw. Neighbor. We weren't neighbors. My ranch was outside the HOA's control. She had no business here. Later that afternoon, I drove into town and found her at the coffee shop. "Karen," I said firmly, "that gate you keep driving through? That's private property." "My property." She sipped her latte and smirked. "Oh, don't be dramatic. It's just a shortcut. Saves me 5 minutes to the highway, that's not the point. It's trespassing. You're damaging my gate?" Her eyes narrowed. "Well, if you maintained it better, maybe it wouldn't squeak." I felt anger rise, but I kept my voice steady. "Karen, I'm asking you respectfully. Stay off my land." She leaned closer, voice dripping with condescension. "You'll learn how things work around here. The HOA makes the rules, and I am the HOA." I stared at her, stunned. "Karen, my ranch isn't in your HOA." She just smiled smugly. "It's in my community." "That's close enough." Weeks passed, and Karen didn't stop. In fact, she got bolder. Every morning, my wife Sarah would find the gate shoved open, tire tracks cutting deep into the dirt. Sometimes Karen even waved to Sarah like it was a joke. One evening, Sarah confronted her. "Karen," Sarah said firmly, standing at the gate, "you can't keep doing this. You're trespassing." Karen laughed. "Sweetheart, you should be grateful. I'm keeping your road busy. It won't grow over with weeds." Sarah's eyes glistened with frustration. "This is our home, our sanctuary. Please respect that." Karen rolled her eyes, pressed the gas, and sped past. That night, I saw tears in Sarah's eyes. She whispered, "Why do people think they can just take what's ours?" I put my arm around her. "Not for long. I'll protect what's ours." One way or another, I decided enough was enough. But I wasn't going to use anger or violence that only feeds people like Karen. No. I needed a trap that exposed her arrogance for everyone to see. First, I installed a new gate. Strong, reinforced, with a hidden camera mounted just above. I set it to record every time someone entered. Then, I added something clever, a second gate, just a few feet behind the first. This one wasn't locked, but it looked intimidating, tall and sturdy. If Karen tried to ram through, she'd be boxed in between the two gates, caught like a fish in a net. When Sarah saw it, she raised an eyebrow. "Are you sure this will work?" I smiled. "Trust me." Karen's pride is bigger than her patience. It didn't take long. The very next morning, I heard the familiar roar of Karen's SUV. She slammed into the first gate, pushed it open, and barreled inside. But this time, she skidded to a stop trapped between Gate 1 and Gate 2. Her horn blared angrily. "What is this?" "Open this gate right now." I walked over calmly, phone in hand, recording everything. "Karen," I said evenly, "this is my property. You've been warned. Now, the camera has everything. If you don't turn around and leave, I'll have proof of trespassing for the sheriff." She turned red, sputtering with rage. "You can't do this. I'll sue you. I'll get the HOA on you." I shook my head. "Karen, the HOA has no power here. You're on private land, caught red-handed." Sarah came out, her voice firm but kind. "Karen, we've tried asking nicely. Why couldn't you just respect our home?" For the first time, Karen looked uncertain. Her eyes darted between us and the camera. She slammed her hands on the steering wheel but didn't move. Finally, she muttered, "Fine, I'll go." She backed out slowly, glaring the whole time. I thought that was the end of it. But the real twist came 2 days later. A knock echoed at the door. It was Karen without her SUV, without her smug expression. She looked tired. She started, then stopped. "Can I talk to you?" Sarah glanced at me, then nodded cautiously. Karen stepped inside, her voice trembling. "Look, I know I've been awful, but I need you to understand something. My husband left me last year. I've been so angry, so bitter. I guess I wanted to feel in control of something. Running through that gate was stupid, but it made me feel like I was still in charge of my life." Her eyes brimmed with tears. "I took it out on you because you seemed happy. You had what I lost." The room grew quiet. Sarah's eyes softened, and even I felt the weight of her words. I finally said, "Karen, pain doesn't give you the right to hurt others. But I get it now. You're human, and humans mess up." She covered her face, crying softly. "I'm sorry. We didn't press charges. Instead, we offered something unexpected: friendship." Over time, Karen changed. She stopped barging through the gates, stopped lording the HOA title over everyone. Slowly, she became part of the community in a better way. One afternoon, as we shared lemonade on the porch, Karen said quietly, "I never thought people I hurt the most would be the ones to forgive me." Sarah smiled warmly. "Sometimes forgiveness is the real trap, the one that catches our hearts and doesn't let go." I chuckled. "And this time, it's a trap worth falling into." Looking back, I realized something. We set out to trap Karen with iron and gates, but what really stopped her was kindness and accountability. Sometimes people act out not because they're evil, but because they're broken. Does that mean we let them walk all over us? No. We set boundaries. We protect what's ours. But when the chance comes to heal, instead of destroy, we take it. So if you've ever had a Karen in your life, someone who tested your patience, trespassed your peace, or tried to control your happiness, ask yourself this: what kind of trap will you set? One that punishes, or one that redeems? Because in the end, the most powerful trap isn't made of metal or locks. It's made of forgiveness. This story is just the beginning. There is so much more ahead. Subscribe to the channel to join me on this journey.